So welcome back to another video. Hopefully you guys are having a good day. But anyway, in this video I'm just going to be coming at you with a bit of a different video that I would do on my channel. I really wouldn't do tutorial videos that much on my channel, but this is going to be pretty much a Gobblegum setup for every single map on this game for solo. So this is not necessarily for Easter eggs. If you want to see that, let me know in the comment section if you find this video that is, because in this video, this is one is just gonna be solely focusing on high rounds. So like if you're going for a high round on a certain map, I'm just gonna give you my advice on what Gobblegums you should probably use for solo play. So starting right off the bat, you could probably see that it will say, well, pretty much it'll be on screen. You'll see it. It'll be highlighted in a slight white color each Gobblegum that I would like highly recommend for that map. So for Shadows of Evil, I really only recommend Alchemical. That's like the only like big one that you might really need. Alchemical is really gonna keep your apothecary survey ammo up, and this is after you get fully set up. Alchemical is the Gobblegum that you want to get last. You really don't want to get this Gobblegum anything prior to that until you're fully set up. You got your apothecary survey, you got your perks, you got your setup, and I got unquenchable highlighted as mandatory. It's not really 100% mandatory, like it's like a must. It's not like a diehard must. You really don't need one for four perks on this map. The only four that you really need is stamina up, jug, widow's wine, and quick revive. But if you want to, you can equip unquenchable and just get sleight of hand just to make up for that apothecary servant reload time. That's the only reason I would really want you to run sleight of hand. I mean, not sleight of hand, but speed cola. I don't know. I keep calling it that. But anyway, now onto the Eisendrache. Now for the Eisendrache, these Gobblegums right here, these all are pretty mandatory except for wall power. Now, of course, you can see that I have multiple, perkaholic shopping freeze, and I have a whole ton of, self-medication. I have a whole bunch of those, so this might be a bit questionable for some players. So if you don't have these three, which are pretty hard to get because they're all ultra rare mega Gobblegums, try to grind out a little bit, liquid divinium, try to get lucky if you can, and hit Newton's cookbook. Check it on Newton's cookbook every day and see if you can trade some for perkaholic shopping free, because these three, I believe the ultra rare megas are the most common to pop up in Newton's cookbook, so always watch out for that. That's how I got 13 perkaholics. I think I got 4 from uh Dr. Monty's factory. I got 9 of these things from Newt's cookbook alone. So such is the same story for these two right here. But these Gobblegums right here, the 4 that I highlighted white, make it much easier for high rounds in this game. Really, shopping free is, it makes it so that you can get further in the map pretty early in your game. So like if you, let's say you get lucky, you get it on round 1 or 2. Let's say you get on round 2, which you should only have like literally the first door open, first door, maybe 2. Then you could pretty much, if you're fast enough and you know the map really well, you could pretty much go around and buy out the map. Pretty much, you could buy out a whole ton of doors and stuff like that. So shopping free, it will make it much easier, but I wouldn't really say is super mandatory. It's not really that much needed as the other 3. Now, Perkaholic, obviously, I mean, there's really not much I have to say about that. Yeah, Perkaholic, basically, of course, it gives you every single perk in the map. Obviously, you really didn't need it for Shadows, because only 7 perks, and 2 of those perks you really don't even need. But for this map, the Eisendrache, it would be best if you have every single perk, and it would make it much easier for high rounds. So, self-medication and alchemical. Now these two you have to kind of pick. If you have trouble when it comes to downs on this map, if you down very often in this map, you might want to try to get self-medication. Self-medication, basically, with this you will have to have an RK5 Pack-a-Punch with dead wire as your secondary. Of course, your favorite bow, whatever you like to do for high rounds, your wolf bow, your lightning bow, void bow, fire, whichever one, and of course the RK5 Pack-a-Punch. At least if you're going for high rounds, because the RK5 with dead wire. Basically, if you get down, you just shoot at the zombie's torso, and you'll get back up pretty much instantly and keep all your perks. And basically, that's where Perkaholic comes in. You keep all your perks after you get back up. So also alchemical, because you get unlimited uses with this thing throughout the game. If you go low on ammo, you can hunt down this Gobblegum. But like, it's best if you already have it equipped. So these two you might have to pick. I don't think you should probably equip these two at the same time, because one of these two you're gonna have to kind of pick. You have to get rid of one, because you're not gonna be able to use both of these two at the same time. Which I'm talking about, like I said, self-medication and alchemical. Now, now on the Zetsubou. Once again, only for Zetsubou, you're only going to really need three, and of course, it's the usual shopping free, self medication, perkaholic. Shopping free is much more useful on this map than it is Eisendrache, because there's a whole ton of doors on this map. Zetsubou No Shima has a crap ton of doors, so like shopping free is definitely going to help you there. Perkaholic, of course, gives you every single perk in the map, and that's really kind of it. Then you want to get self-medication just in case you down. You really don't need anything for max ammo, because on this map, what you should be running like Pack-a-Punch. Now, not Pack-a-Punch, but upgraded KT4. Really anywhere past the 60s, 70s, if you're that good at least. Like I said, this is for high round players pretty much. Um, yeah, self-medication would be, like I said, definitely a must for like the much later rounds, because I always find myself getting killed by thrashers and stuff like that. And you going to be picking up, the M8 off the wall in the skull room. That's where usually everyone goes for high rounds. They're usually trained the skull room with the M8, have dead wire, and that's the usual setup. So that's why I'm going with nothing that can really get your ammo back up. So for Gorod Krovi, it's the same thing pretty much. There's nothing that much different. Now, when it comes to Fire Cell, I'm gonna put, I'm gonna leave Fire Cell unhighlighted, because Fire Cell is not really mandatory. It's pretty much gonna be just for the regular Mark III, the one, the weapon on that map. That's what, at least what people call it. I don't know the real name for it. But yeah, that's what the fire cell is really for. That's the only reason I would probably suggest you going with this one. It'll help you get the regular Mark III, and that can last you up to the 50s, and then you might have to start running the strategy down and the infirmary. I think, yeah, with the trap and with the Vesper, blast furnace or dead wire, whichever one you want to prefer. So basically, all this is just Gobblegum setup. Like I said, none of this is like strategy, like actual strategies for the map. I might do that in another video, which might take even much longer than this. Like that video might take me about 3 hours compared to this one. But anyway, down to shopping free. Shopping free. There's a whole bunch of doors on this map, so yeah, shopping free would definitely help you buy out the map a little bit. Perkaholic, of course, get all the perks. The perks is scattered everywhere. Like on this map, perks are completely split up on this map, so Perkaholic makes it so much easier. It's self-medication. If you get down, it should be that hard to recover, because you get all your perks right back, which is pretty much usual. So weapons wise, weapon setup, I actually have a weapon setup for this map. I would go with really any primary. The Vesper, of course, that's where you're gonna be training. You're gonna be training down there where the Vesper is. Of course, the Vesper is for wall ammo, and you might want to have an RK5. Like that's mandatory. Like that's a mandatory weapon. You need the RK5 with dead wire upgrade. That's pretty much, if you're running any map with self medication, that needs to be some type of weapon in your in your arsenal, man. You need to have the RK5 with dead wire. But anyway, down to the last map, Revelations. Now Revelations, now this setup right here, this would get you set up like literally extremely fast on this map, depending on the order that you get them in. So like, I think the best order you can get them in is possibly Perkaholic, then Shopping Free, then Immolation, then whichever one of the two that's left, which is the max ammo and self medication. So Really, the max ammo is for your thunder gun and apothecary server ammo, along with your RK5 or Elcor 9, whichever one you're running. And pretty much, um, there's nothing I have to explain much about this map. And self medication on this map, like, is pretty easy, especially like if you're a high round player yourself. Like, you would probably say this is one of the easier maps. So, I mean, just in case you do something stupid, you get down by a mark or something like that, you can pick yourself back up by shooting a zombie in the face. And of course, Perkaholic is pretty obvious. Shopper Free is really good on this map. It's actually really good. I can use about three of them. Well, I can use two depending on where I get them to open the entire map. I can use two of them to open up literally the entire map, and one to pack a punch. All three of my weapons. I usually don't get the third shopper free until I get my wonder weapons along with the RK5. So really, Revelations, uh, I would definitely go with the ones like I said that are highlighted with each and every one. Really, max ammo is going to kind of be, yeah, I guess you really could say you don't need it. If you one of those high round players back in the day, you could just take this one off because you might have to go hunt for another apothecary server or thunder gun. You might have to trade it in and just keep hunting for it in the box. You know what I mean? So like that's like the old school way. Like if you play Ascension with the thunder gun and stuff like that, then you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, because the wonder weapons in this map are box weapons, so that's lucky for us on this map. But anyway, that's gonna be the end of this video. Hopefully this did help you out in your high round games and your future high round games is what I meant. But anyway, if you want to see any type of video like this, any Gobblegum setups for co-op, Easter eggs, and stuff like that, just let me know in the comment section. Peace out.